Well, hello there, troopers, and welcome back to General Kenobi's Bunker. Thank you so much for joining me here on this kind of sad Monday night, guys. Kind of a sad one. Um, we'll talk a little bit about it, but yeah. Otherwise, I hope that you're having a great start of your work week. I hope that you had a great weekend. I hope that you got some rest, you got to spend some family time. Um, Maybe do a little bit of toy hunting, maybe do a little cookout. The weather's starting to turn nice out here in Texas. But yeah, so let's jump right into the sort of the sad portion of today. So we just a few hours ago we just lost a living legend, basically. Um, James Earl Jones, whom here in the community we all know as Darth Vader's voice forever, pretty much. Um, and the voice of Mufasa on the Lion King has just passed away. Has just passed away today at the age of 93. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I didn't realize um, he was of that age, right? Um, Incredible life, incredible body of work. Um, of course, I only bring up a couple of the most iconic roles, but he was in a ton of stuff. And yeah, we are all uh, kind of sad today because of that. Um, he will forever live on in the halls of cinematic Valhalla as one of the just most iconic voices ever created, man. Ever. I don't care how you feel about Star Wars. I don't care if you haven't even seen Star Wars. You've listened to James Earl Jones. All right. You might not know his name, um, but you know his voice, and his voice is part of our childhood, right? Look, if you didn't hear Darth Vader for whatever weird reason, you heard Mufasa. All of us grew up on the Lion King, um, and he's just epic, right? And he will continue to be epic for the rest of our days for sure. Like I said, he is ingrained into our collective memory. Um, so rest in peace, James Earl Jones. Um, I like to think he was happy that he accomplished so much stuff that some of us can only merely dream of. Let alone to get to the age of 93, guys. That's kind of insane. Okay, 93 is definitely nothing to scoff at. Especially nowadays, man. I feel like 63 is an achievement. I'll be honest with you. The way I'm heading, um, I'll be lucky to hit 43. But yeah. So today is definitely some sad news. Especially of course for Star Wars fans. Um, for anybody, right, that enjoys um movies in general. Like I said, he's done a ton of stuff, and his voice will forever resonate in all of our collective memories, all of our collective hearts. Um, because yeah, I mean, his his is just one of those voices that will linger in eternity. All right, as long as we have some sort of media, there will always be a sample of his voice somewhere. So I'm happy on that respect. Sad, of course, that we lost the man. Um, I never got to meet him. I never got to meet him, and I don't know that I've had the opportunity to. I was trying to remember earlier, and I think I got into Star Wars when he was obviously, he was already kind of age, right? He was already in the 70s. So I don't know that he did a ton of stuff in terms of conventions or, you know, events. So I can't really think of an event that I know that he was at. Um, I'm sure he did stuff, of course. But I'm saying as it is, I don't know that I actually had a viable opportunity to meet him. Is what I'm trying to say. Of course, with enough money, you could probably meet anybody. But I'm saying, like I don't I don't think he came down to Texas, or maybe he did. Odds are he probably did at some point, right, in the past, I don't know, 20 years, and I was either too unaware or just too low on funds. Honestly, I am sad to admit I didn't quite know his name um until what was that? Like circa 96, maybe 95, around there, when the rumors started circulating about the trilogy, right? The OG trilogy being re-released. Um, I've talked about it here in the channel before, but I wasn't a huge Star Wars fan. I wasn't even a fan, really. I struggle to call myself a casual fan, but my cousin was. My older cousin was, and he's the kind of guy that would sit through the credits and learn the names of people, right? So a lot of the names I heard from him first, like Irving Kershner, like James Earl Jones, Dave Prowse. Um, I had heard, the names Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, of course, Carrie Fisher, like sort of here and there, George Lucas, same thing. But names like Anthony Daniels, not so much, not so much. And it was through him that I started to pay more attention, right? So yeah, I wasn't too aware of James Earl Jones's name until until later, right? Until I would say late '90s. That's when it really hit me who he was. Um, Again, it's just one of those things. I grew up in a culture where the nerd culture wasn't celebrated at all. So if it wasn't for my cousin, I think it would have taken me like 10 more years, right, to learn who he was and what he has done before. So I'm always grateful for him. But yeah, guys. So um, again, sad news for sure. Definitely lost one of our legends. Um, but we, I'm happy that he lived what definitely seems like a full life. His body of work is just insanely iconic, and again, a very long life. Uh, if I do say so myself, 93 years. Again, that's kind of crazy. It's kind of a lot, right? Um, Beloved by everybody, celebrated, right? So today, of course, it's been a constant stream of tributes and mentions, etc. Of course, Mark Hamill posted about it. There's been, I've seen clips of him when he came out in the Big Bang Theory, which I didn't realize that was the first time he actually met Carrie Fisher. Um, but yeah, so I wanted to touch on it. Of course, we are a Star Wars channel, um, but if I'm being honest, I don't think I'm doing it justice, right? So I think for our Wednesday episode of the High Ground, I want to put together something better, right? He deserves better than just what I improvised right now. So we'll talk more about it at length on Wednesday, hopefully on Wednesday, unless something else comes up on our episode of the High Ground. Mike, the Dad Vader, my co-host, this hits him home, right? So as it does with many people, I'm still kind of like in shock. It's one of those constants that you kind of take for granted until they're gone. Um, so yeah, I hope that many of you had the opportunity to meet him. I hope that you share your stories with us. Like I said, on Wednesday we'll do more of a dedicated episode for him. He absolutely deserves it. Like I said, and I kind of want to do him justice. properly sending him off. And yeah, um, it's it's definitely a sad day, right, for Star Wars fans. Um, but we should be very grateful that, um, if I'm being honest, I think we should be grateful that he actually sort of gave up, or not gave up, but prepared the rights to his voice before passing. Uh, I kind of feel like he knew. I mean, he was what, 92 at that point, 91 or something like that. So I'm kind of glad that that happened, because oftentimes, right, when something like this occurs, um, and there's no actual legal setup, from the artist, then it kind of falls onto the family, right, to try to get, um, studios, or IPs, or not, sorry, IPs, the basically, how to handle those rights. And if if you're part of a family, you'll know that people have very different opinions a lot of the time. So that can basically bog down the procedures, all of that, and sometimes they just end up in limbo, right? um Maybe I'm being selfish, because I want to keep hearing him, right? I want his voice to live on. um but it seems that was kind of his train of thought as well. Like I said, he kind of set it up already, so while he was still alive. So as a fan, I'm grateful for that. That there was no, like, you know um, legal quicksand that his voice would have fallen into, the rights to his voice, I should say. So yeah, again, maybe I'm just being a little selfish in that respect, but I'm kind of glad that we can still have projects that utilize his voice. So let me know what you guys think about that. So I've been talking and talking, and let me jump here into the chat. Again, I appreciate you guys. Quick of a heads up. I was already planning on doing the stream, um, and I thought about canceling, but I was like, you know what? It's it's it is a sad day, but we celebrate him, and like I said, we will have more of a proper episode for him, I think, on Wednesday, once I'm able to pull some better stuff together than just me talking here. We got one in the house saying hello there. It's like, may the force be with him. Absolutely. Always. Got Chris from the Man Collect saying, good evening, everyone. What's going on, brother? The real life perspective shows that, hey, man, yeah, sad news today. Yep, very much so. What up? Says Archer from Nerd Affiliated, saying hi to everybody. We got Jeff, Star Wars Addict 77, saying hello there. What's going on, man? Appreciate you joining. Archer says, end of an era. It doesn't hit as hard because of the age, but it sucks because he was so amazing. Gonna miss him. Yeah, absolutely. And I know what you're saying. Again, the man was well over 90. Um, so it might sound cruel, but come on, it's not like we weren't sort of expecting it at some point. But at the same time, I feel that because he was, in such a high age, it I don't know, it's like the script is flipped, and I'm like, yeah, this man is never gonna die, even though he's he is very advanced in age, right? I don't know, it's a weird perspective, I guess. The Man Collecting had Archer. Man Collecting agreed. Sad days. So many good roles. Star Wars Red October. Conan, such an amazing body of work. Yeah, absolutely. And again, I want to touch on that better on Wednesday episode of The High Ground. Um, I know Mike's gonna want to have uh, a proper send off for him. Yo, what's going on, Ricky? Pop the Bounty Collector saying, what's up, cuz? Not much, man. Not much. Just catching up with y'all. Hello there, says Mid Tennessee Geek. All right. Nerdfan says, I assume he was approaching the end when he sold his voice to Disney 2 years ago. Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's kind of what I was talking about, right? Again, maybe I'm just being selfish, but I'm kind of glad he didn't leave it uh, up to the legal limbo, right? That could have been. Yo, we got Daniel from the Legacy of Nerd. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you joining, man. Thank you. Zombie Hunter saying, "Hey guys," and he says, "I think a lot of the shows will be doing tributes to him for sure." Yeah, absolutely, and he deserves all of the tributes, right? Um, he totally does. Um, so let me wrap up this subject here again by saying, no, we're not done talking about it here in the channel. Um, we'll be working on a proper send off episode for him. Hopefully on Wednesday, during the high ground. There's a lot to celebrate, right, from him. So I think it's only fair that we prepare a little bit better. So that's kind of it. Of course, I wanted to talk about it. I mean, I didn't want to, right? But obviously it's proper. It's not something that I want to talk about our legends passing away. But yeah, guys. So I hope that some of you maybe had the opportunity to meet him. Um, that'd be that'd be so crazy. If you could share that story, especially on Wednesday, right? Like I said, I kind of definitely want to make that episode about him. So congrats if you did. Kind of jealous, because like I said, I've been trying to remember, and maybe I can do something like a Google events, search or something like that, where he was present at, maybe in Texas at some point in the past, 15, 20 years. But again, even if he was, right, it is, it was, I don't think I had the means, to see him. So I'm strangely okay on not having met him. Of course, I wanted to, but it was just one of those things that I'm like, it was very tough. That, like I said, there was no real like viable opportunity to do so. Anyway, um, Zombie saying, "Don't cry, he's gone, but be happy, how lucky we were to have." Oh, absolutely, man. Like I said, he shaped a lot of our childhoods, right? If you're an OG, then of course, that Vader role. Um, was iconic for all children back then, and for me, I think the first time I actually heard him in theaters was probably Lion King, now that I think about it. As I've mentioned before, I did get into Star Wars, but it wasn't until like middle or late 90s. I would say late 90s. um, and so yeah, again, I didn't quite learn who people were in Star Wars right before that. So appreciate each and every single one of you. And yeah, let's talk about James more on Wednesday. So we're gonna start hitting the today's subject here with the toy talk. All right, we're gonna shift gears a little bit, but yeah, I would appreciate it if you guys come back here on Wednesday and maybe share some of the stories that, if anybody met him in person, that would be amazing. If anybody just has, a good memory of the first time you heard him, the first time you saw him, because he did actually act, he wasn't just voices. He does come out, in movies and stuff. So yeah, let's talk about it on Wednesday. Okay, so I got a package in. A few, I think it was like a week ago by this point, and I've been meaning to do this obviously like ever since, but you know how things are, just I feel like a blink and a week has gone by, and running around, kids, work, just life in general. But I did get something from one of the, I'd say one of the best YouTube toy hunting um channels person, because he's just one of them. And you know what? Let me pull it up. Maybe I'm just assuming everybody knows him because I've known him for years. But let me pull up his channel just in case you are not aware of him. So I'm talking about one Sentry D Mat Collector, Sentry TMC, here on YouTube. Again, if for some whatever reason you guys are not subscribed, go ahead and check out his channel. He's kind of nuts. Um, so one good old Ron from Sentry TMC. Again, he's been working on his toy mecca, you know, basically a gigantic toy room that he's been in the works since I don't know, like 3 years now, maybe a little bit more. And he's finally putting it together. Right, construction is done. Now he's being, working on setting up the actual display, and while doing so, I think he's also come to realize that he has a lot of stuff that maybe doesn't quite necessarily mesh well, or uh, has a space now within his collection. And let me show you here. So this is his Instagram. Again, in case you're not following him, that's him. Same name over on Instagram. And um, so he's been working on putting together displays such as this. He loves fantasy, Dungeons and Dragons being one of them, of course. Um, Amazing pieces, you know. Uh, I don't know, this dude's kind of not. This ones are. I don't even know that I've ever seen these before. Not put together like that, anyway. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is he's been working on displaying his collection, right? And like many of us, he's sort of come to the realization that um, there's just not enough space, right? And he has a ton of amazing things. Um, it's Clash of the Titans, by the way. And so he's been shuffling. He's been working around, trying to make displays look good, all of that kind of stuff. But some of this stuff just kind of doesn't have a home with him anymore. And so he's been posting a few things here and there. I don't know if he has something right now. Yeah, so there you go. That's I think that's what is that? Mortal Kombat ship. So he's been kind of selling off some stuff, and that's where I come in. All right, that's kind of where I come in, and I wanted to share with you guys because I picked up a few things from him, a few things that I've been wanting. Um, no rush to get him, to be honest. They're not super rare stuff that that they're like holy grails. However, they are part of my childhood, and I've been wanting to pick them up, but I've also been waiting because it's one of those things that I know I'm only gonna buy once. And what I mean by that is, uh, sometimes us collectors, we will buy a piece that we've been looking for, even if it's not on the best shape, or it's incomplete, or it's not exactly like we envision it. But if you've been struggling to find it, sometimes you buy it as a placeholder, right? In hopes of finding a better version down the road. And I've done this a couple times. I tend to not do that because I know myself, and once I have that piece in my collection, a lot of the times I'm like, you know what, this is good enough, right? And that's not necessarily true. It's just, I'm like, do I really want to buy another one? Try to resell this one or trade it or something like that. It's just more of a hassle. So you grow a little bit complacent. Anyway, so I picked up a couple of things from him, and I'm going to show you guys, what I picked up. So yeah, let me get that box here in frame. I'm going to struggle here a little bit with the space. All right. So then hopefully there's some pretty cool stuff here. Haven't opened it. All right. Still has all the tape and everything. So we're going to do that right now. Again, bear with me because this is a little bit cumbersome. Actually, I'm going to try to do it this way. All right. Where is my trusty knife? Oh, here we go. Okay. So let's do it. It ain't the size that matters. It's how sharp it is. All right. All right. Cutting here. Cut it there. And let me get those addresses out of the camera way. All right, here we go. Let me close this up because I've been joking and I'm gonna like cut myself because of it. All right, so here we go, cracking it open. Ooh, lots and lots of bubble wrap. Very cool, very cool. All right, thank you, Ron. That's a lot. See, there we go. Just more mess for the bunker. It's all right. Okay. Ooh, I think I see the first thing here. All right, so let's get this guy out. There's more, trust me, but let's get started with this guy here. So there you go. Very neatly packaged, very well preserved. Let's see if I can just cut this tape here. Come on. All right. Should have known better than to toss away my trusty little knife. All right, we're cutting the tape, and hopefully just the tape. Okay. Got that. Let's unwrap this guy here. Little ASMR for you guys. Ooh, snap. All right. Check this bad boy out. Look at that. The Lord of the Thundercats. Lionel himself. Very, very awesome. Great shape. Yeah, the sword warped a little bit, but that's fine. It's not broken or anything. It actually almost has like no paint chips, a little bit on the top, but man, this figure is clean. Here, let me see if the camera can catch it better. Come on, focus. There we go. Look at those colors, guys. So very, very good shape. Like almost no paint drop. Like I said, a little bit here on the tip of the sword. But the figure is amazing. All right. So for all of those of you that were born not in the 80s or 90s, by the way, but this is Thundercats, guys. This is Thundercats. This is from the original show again, back from what is it, 85. So these come from a company called LJN, and I don't want to get the date wrong, but this should be from 85. Let me see here on the bottom stamp. I am blind. I'm almost pretty sure it should be 85, 86 maybe. But anyway, it does have the year here. I'm too blind. 1985. Yep, there you go. So yeah, we got Lionel, guys, and this dude looks amazing. To be honest with you, it looks so good. Look at that hair. Seriously, it's so freaking clean. Super excited about this. Like I said, it's just pieces that I've been wanting in my collection, and I know, surprise, this isn't Star Wars, but it is very much part of my childhood. I loved Thundercats as a kid, as I think many of us did back then. However, back then, money was kind of tight. All right, money was kind of tight, um, and so I didn't really get to have any of these. My cousins did, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. My cousins did, and my cousin was here in the chat a little while ago, so I'll have him correct me if I'm wrong. You know, I could be misremembering, but they had a couple, not too many, but they did have a few. Um, so yeah, this loving this guy, but ooh, here we go. So it comes with the sword, and of course, there you go. Look at that. That's awesome. Very cool. Great colors, man. I'm so surprised on how great shape it is. Although, actually, I take that back. I shouldn't be surprised because Sentry, our brother Ron, has nothing but the best. You know, if he's gonna put something in his collection, again, he might do what I just mentioned, about getting like a placeholder, but I don't think he does. And even if it's a placeholder, guys, like trust me, it's damn good compared to a lot of us. So let me catch up here with the chat. So what do you guys think about that first piece? Let's go. Ooh, Archer saying, "What's up, Daniel?" Zombie as well. Zombie saying, "Hey, Nerd and Archer." Sentry, yes sir, man. The the toy hunting machine. Nice pickup, says Chris. Appreciate it, man. Uh, Nerfus says, if Ron sends you a box, you know you didn't pay enough for the contents of that box, dude. Seriously, just again, there's more, and I'm pretty excited about what's to come. But just with that lino, it's super sweet. He only has heat, dude. Seriously, exactly, and that's why I was like, you know what am I doing? Again, it's one of those things that um I only want to buy once, and kind of have the best, honestly. Oh, speaking of the man, the myth, the legend. Look who it is. I guess he heard us talking about him. Dyslexic. It's okay. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you joining, man. Thank you. Good to see you. And yeah, I guess your ears must have been ringing. But I've been meaning to do the unboxing. I was like, you know what? Let's just share it with the troops. And dude, thank you so much for it. Return of the King, run in the house. Absolutely. You can hit it up and straighten it out with a hair dryer. Yeah, I might check up a couple videos. Again, it's not a big deal. Um, those are soft anyway. Nerd affiliated, yes sir. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I wanted that so bad as a kid. Never happened. Yeah, dude. Kind of same, kind of same. There you go. Appreciate you, Archer. So, in case you guys are not following him, what are you doing? What are you doing? You gotta follow one of the most iconic toy hunters ever here on YouTube. All right. Uh, Sentry is, again, as I just showed you, not only an amazing collector, but an incredible toy hunter, super knowledgeable, um, and just an overall amazing dude. We've been we've talked for years at this point, even before I actually had my channel. A little bit behind the scenes, actually, Ron influenced me into making the decision to launch my channel. So I've always been grateful to him about that, taking the time to chat, taking the time to answer questions, and just tell me like, dude, what are you doing? Like, just go for it, right? Sometimes that's really all it takes. So Ron, I've always appreciated you, brother. Thank you so much. And I'm super happy to have a little piece of um, your collection, right? Or what was your collection, and now to be able to add it to mine. So appreciate that. Thank you. Juan say, nice. Remember the bootlegs we bought? Yes, exactly. So I was just gonna say, we had some bootlegs, growing up. So this is my cousin, by the way, and we had some bootlegs. Those I do remember. You know what the funny thing is, though? The funny thing is that now people buy or pay like crazy amounts of money for those bootlegs. So I'm not too familiar, with like the individual prices, but let's just say something, right? Let's just say this thing is $100, right? Complete new, or not new, but you know, um, great shape and all that stuff. Uh, let's say it's $100, right? With all the accessories, original, like I said, working and all that. A bootleg, a Mexican bootleg of this. Oh, the action works. Sweet. I didn't even think about trying to take that. Sorry. The bootlegs of this guys will be like freaking like 2K, 3K, you know? Uh and there's something to be said about bootlegs, right? Everybody has an opinion on those. Love him, hate him, don't care. It's fine. Um, whichever one you choose. But it's kind of crazy. Okay, it's kind of crazy how you can get something again original, right? From the period, correct period, in great shape, all of that for a fraction of what you would pay for a worse looking figure. Right? Let's be objective here. Um, But yeah, I do remember the bootlegs that we had. I don't remember all that we had. I think you guys had a couple of vehicles, if I remember correctly. There you go. So Juan is saying we had Mumbra, Lino, and Pantro. You had Pantro in his tank, isn't it? I didn't. Spoiler alert, though, did not. David, what's going on? Since Facebook love to the one and only channel Economics Bunker. Hey, appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Ron saying, love you, buddy. I'm always watching in the shadows, but I had to chime in the stream. Enjoy, my friend. It landed in the best way. Hey, dude, I really appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much. And yeah, dude, let's chat. Let's have you here in the bunker. I don't know why we haven't done that before. Now that I think about it, but yeah, let's work on something. And I appreciate you, brother. These things look amazing. I'm about to pull the rest out, yeah, but I'm giving you guys a pause, to appreciate what's to come. Johnny Begit says, "Howdy, General Kenobi. How are you most excited to see at SpaceCon?" Um, I mean, I'm always excited to see Ewan McGregor. I've seen him before, but that doesn't mean I'm not excited. Hayden for sure. I've never met Rosario, so that's also pretty exciting. And then Giancarlo always has like the best vibe, so it's always a pleasure to see him. See him, sorry. Yeah, all around. I mean, definitely. I think spoiler alert, right? Because the name of my channel, but Ewan McGregor is pretty high up on my list. How about you? So let's keep going here with the unboxing. All right, so let's see what else we got here. By the way, Ron, appreciate you packaging so well, dude. Thanks. All right, so trusted little knife here. Almost cut my finger off. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. So think you guys can take a guess who this is. Oh man, I can already see it. I can already see it. Ooh, oh, come on. Look at this guy here. You even sent him in a pose already. I love that. So check it out. Probably one of the most famous uh, figures and characters from that show. Gosh, look at those colors. Look at that paint, guys. It's freaking clean. Oh, dude. Also, for those of you that have hunted down this figure, so uh, Pantro, I've seen plenty of times. Okay, nowhere near this condition. First of all, uh, dang it, Ron, I might have to get myself some acrylics or something for these guys. Now, yeah, now I don't want to. I don't want to take any chances. But sorry, what I was gonna say is the the um the nunchucks. The nunchucks are like a P in the B. Um, because they tend to break. The chain tend to snap. Um, it was just it was just a fragile. This was a fragile accessory, and let's be honest, one that many kids you know probably played a lot with. A little bit too roughly. I mean, this dude was a freaking. I love Pantro in the show. He was like a strategist, like an engineer, a freaking strong dude. Like warrior. Like he had it all. He had the coolest toys too. Come on, like all his inventions. Which I always was like, bro, like you can build like he was like the MacGyver, right, of the Thundercats. He could build like hoverboards and like space. Well, not spaceships because they couldn't escape Earth, but vehicles and like laser cannons and radars and stuff like that. But the dude rolled out with some nunchucks, so pretty analog weaponry right there. But hey, it worked for him, that's for sure. But let me see here if the camera can focus. Look at the shape of this thing, man. It's like store bought, like back from uh what is this guy? This guy has got to be 85 as well, right? Sorry, I'm not an LGN Thundercat like connoisseur, but I think I got some of the years right. Yeah, this seems to be 85 as well. Um, Come on, look at that. So freaking nice. So freaking nice. I'm loving the nunchucks. I don't think I've ever actually seen complete nunchucks, in live. I've seen, both parts. I've seen one with like pieces of the chain. I don't think I've ever seen one complete like that. Check it out. So yeah, of course we had to have Pantro. So freaking sweet, man. Let me catch up here with the chat before we move on to the big boy. Oh yeah, there's still more, guys. So jumping right back in. Let's see. Juan says, "You sure? I remember I had that tank in my childhood. I don't know if you guys had it, man. I remember you guys had the. You guys had. Ah, man, what was that one called? I need to look it up. Um, it was that vehicle. It was also for Panther, but it was like a hovered ship. Oh, dang it! Now it's gonna bug me that I don't remember the name. Anyway, we'll look it up in a little bit. Because I remember you guys had that one, and I think you had the one with the cockpit that looks like a blaster almost. Um, but yeah, I don't think I ever had the tank. Again, past tense. Spoiler alert. Um, Sentry the Mad Collector saying, "Can't f around precious cargo, dude. Seriously, I really really appreciate it. Eliminate chains for extra hand rub by not removing the weapons. These were safe to leave equipped. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, man. I appreciate it. And I mean they're gonna stay like that for now, for sure. Um, are these OG Thundercats? Yeah, bro. Yeah, they are. So I got these two absolute beauties uh, from our friend Ron Sentry, the Mad Collector. Check that out. Check out that paint, dude. I'm freaking out for real. Like on how good the paint is on these things. I don't think I've ever seen, these figures in such a great shape, unless they're sealed, right? Um, and don't get me wrong, sealed. Guys know that I love sealed toys, but like I said, these are more for my nostalgia, right? These are more for like what I wanted to have, in my childhood. Um, yes. Juan says I need to go to the bunker, chat, and play with some good old toys, dude. We have to. Wow, says nerd affiliated. Pop the bunker. It's like, wow, I used to have that back in the days. Nice. Yeah, you and I are contemporaries, my friend. So, was it the hover cat? I think you're right. I think that is what I'm talking about. The hover cat. I'll look it up right now. I'll look it up right now. Did the kid ever play with them in '85? Dude, I don't know. I don't think so, man. Do you know, Ron? Actually, I never even asked you. Were these, from another collector? I'm assuming because they're just in too good of a shape. Did you open these, Ron? Because I know you, buddy. I know you will open a messed up card in order to have a minty fresh, loose. Um, which hurts my soul, by the way, every time you do that. But Ron, if you're still around, let me know. Did you pull this off the card? Because dang, this looks super super clean. Um, but yeah, I'm loving these. So I let me know, guys. Let me know. Do you know if there is a are there any acrylics for the loose ones? I've seen a few for the carded ones, but I might have to find myself a good acrylic protectors for these loose ones. These are going, by the way, these are going into display. Like I'm not messing around with these. These are going into the toy closet. Where my non-Star Wars stuff, lives. I've told you about that. There's some stuff that I need to put up, and maybe I'll bring you along for the ride. But it'd be cool, right? It'd be cool if we do a live and I just kind of show you what I have in there, and we talk about the different, just kind of like the different collections, or lines that I have in there. But these are, yeah, I'm loving these. I gotta be honest with you guys. I don't know about you. I know about the main character and all, but I'm kind of really loving Pantro. Like I think Pantro is yeah, I don't know. I'm really really liking the way he looks. The colors, just pop so much better. I think. Um, Again, he was kind of my favorite character. Now that I think about it. I mean, Lionel, of course, he's the leader. He's got the sort of omens, all of that good stuff. But I don't know. Of these two, I think I'm actually digging Panther better. Ricky saying, my sister got me all the Thundercats Funko Pop set for. Oh, dude, that's badass. That's awesome, dude. All right, so dramatic pause. Let me rehydrate here a little bit. because this next thing is making my inner child very, very happy. All right. I can't wait to see it. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, give me a few seconds because I might have to fumble here around because this thing is it's a big boy. Again, appreciate the explosion proofing, man. Thank you so much. Seriously. Which would be very ironic if it falls off me trying to like unwrap it. Look at look at the little baby. Look at it. All right. Holy smokes. Okay. I can already see it. I can already see it, guys. It's coming. It's coming. Flip it right side up. Oh my lord. Oh, dude. Come on. Yep. It's totally it's totally okay to be jealous, guys. Just so you know. But check this out. Dude, how did you pull off getting the threads, man? Jeez. Dude, this looked like they just rolled off the factory, man. Look at how clean that is. It's kind of nuts, man. I don't know if they kind of had to have had cleaned the threads right at some point. Like, I mean, unless they took it right out of the box and put it in a display or something, right? Because dude, this thing is freaking clean. So check that out. Beautiful paint all around. We got the emblem, sorry, on the top. Oh, dude. Gorgeous. There's like no rub on the claws. Dude, not that I ever doubted you, Ron, but I mean, seeing it, it's dude, it's incredible. Yeah, dude, this thing is freaking nuts. Let me see. Let's check out the whoops. There we go. Oh, that's awesome. Check it out. Battle mode. Thundercats. Oh. Dude, this is freaking sweet. Look at the colors too, man. Like so vibrant still. Like the paint is just amazing. I love this thing. See, this is kind of what I was talking about with Panther. I'm like, dude, you can rig like a proton, mortar launcher from like twigs and like a toaster that you had at the cat's lair, but you roll around with nunchucks. Again, not saying he wasn't effective. He was very effective, but all I'm saying is that maybe that's where he stopped. He's like, nah, I don't do small scale stuff. Like it's all got to be big, or it's got to be mounted on a tank. So this thing is super super awesome. I'm absolutely in love with this thing, man. Like I said, my inner child is having a blast right now. Always wanted it. Juan, I don't think we had this, man. Neither you or me, or your brother for that matter. I'm I'm pretty sure we didn't have this guy. I'm pretty sure we wanted it, but yeah, I'm pretty sure we didn't have it. So freaking crazy, man. Dang. I should be narrating more, sorry, but just like, but yeah. So I'm trying to tilt it, so you guys can see some of the insides. Again, super super clean. Uh, Nothing broken from what I can see. I doubt that there's anything broken. Again, if this was picked up by Ron, it's top notch, like absolutely top notch. So I am super super happy, Ron, that I picked this up from you, man. This is, like I said, absolutely crazy. And again, my reasoning for it was I'm not gonna buy them again. Really, I'm probably never gonna buy another Thunder tank. So I didn't want to rush it. I didn't want to just buy, something that maybe I wasn't like exactly happy with. Um, so one day, just browsing Instagram stories as I do, when sitting on my throne, and Ron's story came up. It's like, anybody interested? And he had this guy, I think, and I forget if it was Panther or Lion. I don't know if that you had both. Um, but dude, I was like, "Are you serious?" Like, so I messaged him like on the spot. I was like, "Dude, I'm interested," and I think he was like, "Really?" Like, because I mean, obviously, it's not my obvious jam, right? But I was like, "Dude, I'm very interested." Like, and again, my reasoning was like, I know they're gonna be great. Like, I know they're gonna be awesome. Like, I don't have to search around for them anymore. This dude already did all the legwork. And again, if it passes his standards, trust me, it'll pass with flying colors for mine. So again, absolutely happy to have this. I'm so glad I am so glad, sorry, that I got to message you, Sentry, like then and there. So super, super awesome. So freaking cool. All right, I think I'm gonna set this down because I'm getting nervous that I'm gonna like drop it. Okay, so here, okay, we're back into a concealed mode right there. All right, iconic vehicle, by the way. Super 7 did make one, and I don't think I've ever seen it live. I've seen the box, so it's sealed. I don't think I've ever seen it live. But I've heard mixed things about it. So if anybody has checked it out, if anybody has it here in the chat, let me know. How did that Super 7 one came out? Um, I actually have some Super 7 Thundercats that I haven't talked about here in the channel. I will, now that we're covering this. I think I will. But yeah, I expected to hear not pretty much nothing but great things about that, uh, Super 7 Thunder Tank, but not so much. So I'm not too sure how well executed it was. So this is from 85 as well. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. And again, guys, I'm not an expert on this. It's just stuff that I've learned from people like Ron, watching YouTube. But I think this was reprinted a couple of times, right? If I remember correctly. The first one came out 85, and then like, what is it, 80, 86, 87 again? Again, if somebody knows, let me know in the comments. Um, yeah, look, even I just want to show you here. Even the wheels are so like clean. Look at the bottom. It's not like, it's not scraped or anything. It's just, man, it's just clean. So good. So good. So thanks again, Ron. I really, really appreciate it, man. Okay, I had to set it down because I was getting shaky hand, fangirling over it. Um, and oh man, I don't wanna have that kind of moment on stream, right? When I freaking drop my little treasure there. All right, let me get back into the chat here. Sorry, I got a little bit distracted there. Let's see. Ricky says Thundercats, yeah, John Ghostbuster were my top in the 80s. Dude, absolutely. Dang, says Juan. Yeah, dude, it's nice. Centra says, I need to mail the instructions, by the way. Oh, no way. You have him. That's insane, dude. I appreciate that. Thank you. Wow, says Nerd Affiliated. Nice, says Zombie Hunter. Wow, so clean, says Ricky. Yeah, dude, for real. Yeah, straight up fire, dude. I'm so happy I picked it up. Man, that's the one. Dude, seriously. Um, okay, here we go. Some insight from Ron says it was from an adult collector's home. Yeah, you can tell, man. It's like I said, it's freaking clean, right? You can tell they were taken care of for sure. Which is what I try to always target. Yeah, absolutely. The man collects things. Now that is awesome. Major Scorcher. I'm sure Ron won't mind if you send that to Tennessee for a little while, right? Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, I need to definitely find a spot for that. And you can now see why the Super 7 tank is silly um, compared to this. Yeah, so like I said, I there was some excitement for sure, when they announced it, but then it actually came out, and I don't remember, hearing good things about it. Um, I don't know that people hated it straight up, but I don't. I was expecting, like I said, I was just expecting to see um, a lot more praise, I guess, for it, but I guess it just didn't happen. Archer saying, Super 7 almost got me with the tank, but couldn't pull the trigger on that wild price, and then it got mass release and put on sale. Yeah, there you go. That's that. You're right. It totally did go on sale. You don't want to pull Lexington on stream. Yes. So thank you for opening up old wounds, man. I always appreciate it. I can always count on you to hit me right where I live. But that is exactly right. Sandra saying, I think the miss bad on the tank, in my opinion. Uh, they should have kept the vintage scale to fit their cat's lair and keep it more true to the OG. Yeah, so that's what it was too. Because I remember, okay, so the Super 7 has a couple lines, right? Scales, I should say. And some of them are ultimate, some of them they're retro, they're wildly, different and in shape as well. So I remember the tank was kind of like a weird mixture, right? Like a weird in between, I think, of scales. That did make the cat slayer as well, but I don't know. You're right, they're kind of mix and matching, right? And overall jumbling up. So let me pull up here. I want to see if I can find the other vehicles that I'm pretty sure my cousins had, because I distinctly remember playing with some of them. Maybe I had one of the vehicles, but I don't think I did. Uh, okay, so I think here this should help here. So Juan, again, remind me if but I'm pretty sure you guys had this one, the hover cat. Can I zoom in on this? Yeah, so the hover cat. I remember this one. I very distinctly remember this one. I'm pretty sure somebody had it, and I don't think it was me. Man, that box art is just so dope. But see, this is the one that I was remembering more, Juan. So let me know if you're still in the chat. If you remember this one. This what is this one called? Thunderclaw. Yeah, it closes up. I remember this for sure. So this like wings here, this down here would like close like bear trap style, right? Like so it was displayed like that, and then he had like a trigger somewhere, and then it would just clamp up. I remember this one. Man, that box art is so dope. Um, that logo, by the way, also super metal, like freaking 80s hit hard with that. Super metal. But yeah, I remember this one. This vehicle. Distinctly remember it. Let me see. See, I've seen a lot of these, but I don't actually remember them from like my childhood. Then there's of course the Thunder Tank, which we just saw, very cool. Lionel, Mumbra, yeah, Jaga, of course. Um, yeah, so these. And by the way, like with any line, there's some that are more rare than others. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've heard that this one is pretty rare. Maybe not. Is that right? $28. There was one that I remember that was kind of fairly rare and kind of fairly scarce. Was it Bengali? Anyway, again, guys, I'm not an expert by any means. The cat slayer, very cool. Yeah, seriously, guys, look at that box art, man. It's a lost art. Pretty cool. And if I remember correctly, this one meshed well with the tank. Um, but yeah, let's see. So wave one it was in 85, it seems. We got basically the main characters like that Lino, right? And of course Mumbra. Um, there it is. Panthro. Slythe. Didn't we have Slythe one? I think we had Slythe. Or somebody did. Tigra. And then it seems no exclusive figures. The sword, man, the sword of omens. What is this? Astro Monster. And then some of the vehicles. So Sky Cutter, Nose Diver, and the tank. So here we go. Yeah. So the tank was first on 85. Okay, let me see. I think they got the other waves as well. Where am I? Yeah, so 86. Great year, by the way. Absolutely best year, in my opinion. So, all right. So here we got some more specialized, or lesser known maybe, characters that came out later in the series, like Hachiman, Grun the Destroyer, Rotaro, of course, Snowman, Ultraman, Tuska, and then re-released. Okay, with some extra figures, it looks like. All right, so series 2 of the same. And then we got the Berserkers. That's right. I remember these guys too. Man, some cool looking cards too. The Burbles. It's like the Ewoks. This Mail Away Mumbra. I've heard about this one. And the Cat Slayer, of course. And the Tomb Fortress. Oh, very cool. Okay, so it seems here's when those vehicles came out. So basically, Wave 2. So this is the Hover Cat and the Thunderclaw. All right, and then some miniatures. Which, by the way, I recently saw one of these miniatures at one of the toy shows here in town. And I don't think it was it Reptilian? No. I think it was Vulture Man, if I remember correctly. But it was kind of cool because it was graded, so it was in a nice acrylic. And I thought about it, but I'm like, man, I don't know. It's just one of those things that start going down a rabbit hole, right? And it wasn't one of the main characters or one of the main figures that I remember from my childhood, so I decided against it. The price wasn't bad, really, and it looked really good. Of course, again, graded. Um, it was a nice display piece, but I know me, and then I'm gonna be like, all right, well, so which other ones are there? And I'm gonna definitely want like Lionel, and like Tigra and stuff like that for those miniatures. So I decided against it. Okay, so then it seems there was one more wave. Whoops. Over in 87. All right, what was in this one? Oh, Bengali. Okay. Captain Cracker, man, that I don't remember. Captain China. Jaga, I remember Jaga for sure. Mongor, Link. So, oh, this is when the other dudes arrived. Yeah, Safari Joe, I remember him. Some re-releases. It looks like Rampagers, and then the Melway, and then the Luna Lasher. This is the one that I was thinking about. That Mambra and that Thunder Wings. Yeah, yeah. See, I knew this one was rare. I don't know. I was talking about 28K. Maybe that's what it meant. Um, but yeah, 2800 to 3800. That's more about what I have heard for this Thunderwings. Blue lasers. All right, I don't remember these at all. And then Tongosaurus. Tongosaurus, I remember. I've seen him a couple times. Blues, of course, and a few times incomplete, but pretty cool figure. Or I should say, I don't know. What is he? Playset? I guess a creature. Yeah. I didn't realize it was that expensive. Stilt Runner, man, that one I don't remember at all. I'll be honest with you. That Stilt Runner, not so much. But yeah, guys. So well, I don't know if I should say extensive line for such a popular cartoon. I think they could have done a lot more, right? They definitely did plenty, but three waves and basically a lot of reissues in each wave, right? Um, Mumbra, Lino for sure, released three times. I wonder, does it say here if they re-released the Thunder Tank? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments if you guys know. So, um, let me jump back here into the chat. Ron saying like, if you knew you were making the cats there, why wouldn't you make the tank? Yeah, exactly. Right. It's just, I don't know. Some the what do they say? The left hand not talking to the right hand, or whichever way it goes. I've had this combo many times with friends. Yep, I hear you. And I totally agree. I mean, it seems like a complete waste of an opportunity. Um, So once again, guys, make sure that you are following our friend here, Ron Sentry D Man Collector, over on YouTube. The link is here in the chat. And as always, remember, if you see a link being dropped here in the chat, make sure that you check it out. If it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, go ahead and hit a follow. If it is YouTube, make sure that you subscribe. Make sure to check out a couple of videos, leave a few comments. We always try to help each other around here. Okay, that's just what we do here in the bunker. Ain't that right, Bunker Bunch? So once again, make sure that you're checking out our awesome friend Sentry DMAT Collector. Just in case you forgot, for whatever reason, this is what his YouTube channel looks like. Absolutely love it. Again, crazy, crazy toy hunter. Uh, Amazing man overall. And like I said, he's been doing a ton of work on setting up his collection. So make sure that you are also following him on Instagram. That's where he's been posting a lot of the updates. And come on, man, we can all take a page of this place. This is just nuts. Oh, dude, some of this box art is just incredible. I don't know why we stopped doing that, man. It's kind of sad, right? It's kind of sad. Look at him. Look at how happy he looks. Tell me that's not a man that enjoys his toys right there. I always wanted that one, by the way. So yeah, once again, make sure that you're checking him out over on YouTube and Instagram, especially for all his latest updates on his collection setup, toy hunts, you know, just updates all around. And once again, brother, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Super, super happy with this addition to the collection. Again, it's not Star Wars, but man, it is pure nostalgia. Um, and yeah, I really appreciate you guys joining here. Thank you. This was super, super fun. Like I said, we will be definitely talking about uh, our big loss today, as Star Wars fans, of course. But I want to do it more in proper form, sorry. So let's try to do that on Wednesday on our regularly scheduled The High Ground episode. um, we'll try to have a proper send off for the amazing, the incredible James Earl Jones. So thank you guys again for hanging out here with me. I finally got to open this box. I've been it's just been here for like a week, probably more by this point. But you know how it is, life just kind of gets in the way, right? Just running around. And then, like I mentioned today, I was already set up, to do it and everything. I thought about canceling, just because the news broke and stuff about James. But I was like, you know what? He, he had a great life. He had an amazing body of work. Um, so there's little that I think is in the way of regret, right? So I was like, you know what? Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. Let's talk about some super super awesome toys. Um, that are joining now here in the bunker. And like I said, this kind of healed, my inner child a little bit. Not gonna lie, like I said, always wanted these guys, just wasn't quite possible. Now, I kind of do wish we would have kept some of those bootlegs, or we wouldn't have given them, hell as much as we did, because like there's definitely a market for those bootlegs now, and and it's a considerable market. Like I said, it's a considerable markup when compared to like the original stuff. Which again, arguments can be made. Scarcity. A lot of those were handcrafted, for sure, because they didn't have money for proper tools or anything like that. Um, so I'm not trying to bash on bootlegs by no means. They are very very cool in their own right. It's just it's just a little bit curious, right? That a bootleg figure will cost you 10 times more than something like this. Who knows? Maybe if I run across some actual bootlegs, from back from the 80s, I might try to pick one up just to have next to these guys. But again, just kind of the market has been skyrocketing in prices, as of late. So I will probably end up paying quite a bit. So once again, guys, thank you so much for joining here. Really, really appreciate it. Ron, thank you so much once again for the 1,000 times. I really appreciate it, man. Um, because this was absolutely great. Thank you to everybody that joined here the stream, especially on a very short notice. Like I said, I debated heavily about just not doing it, but I'm glad that I did. I'm always glad to hang out with you, Bunker Bunch, and I will see you back on Wednesday again for a proper send off, right? A proper send off, I think, would be better. But before we leave, I'd just like to remind you guys to check us over on Facebook, General Kenobi's Bunker, also on Instagram, general.kenobis.bunker, TikTok at general underscore Kenobis underscore bunker, and on Instagram, check out the Dad Vader as well. Go show him some love. He's having a rough day today for sure, and also on Threads, which I finally remembered, to post. So Threads is at general.kenobis.bunker. Also, last minute thing, I did post on my Instagram this before coming on live, but I just got my press passes for ICC Con 2024 next month, October, uh, in Nashville, Tennessee. So let me know if you guys are gonna be out there. Stop by, say hi, let's hang out, let's hunt some awesome Star Wars toys. We'll see. Maybe we take something to trade out there. But again, let me know down in the comments, let me know down on Instagram or Facebook if you guys are going to be at the ICCC Con this year. Again, Nashville, Tennessee. So appreciate you, Bunker Bunch. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope that you guys have a great rest of the evening. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your week. And I will catch you on the next one. May the force be with you all. And James Earl Jones, may he rest in greatness always. Have a good night, everybody.